Hey everyone, this is Josh from before, and I'm here with McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse, The Dark Knight Returns, Batman. I already checked out Joker, not a total home run. Carrie Kelly was a lot more enjoyable, but man, now we're really talking. Very stoked to look at this guy. Do a quick lap around the box. Looks sharp on that horse great photo. If you're hunting him down, I found Joker and Carrie Kelly in the store, but this came from Amazon. After several delays, I believe. And I'm still waiting on Superman to ship. This looks like Frank Miller to me. He's built like a brick shit house. He's got lots of wrinkles in his fabric costume, and he's got the face of a grimacing, derpy idiot. I really love the shape of this guy. We definitely have been seeing plenty of Dark Knight Returns stuff lately, but you know, this coming in at a more closer to a retail price point, this is going to be the alternative for you that don't want to pay for the high-end designer stuff. All right, so I hit this guy with a hair dryer. You know, it's pretty cold outside, and he just got delivered. Did have a bit of a tough time getting this rope and batarang in this hand in particular. Pretty stiff. His neck felt a little bit stiff too. I do like this rope thing. It's pretty cool. It's a great look. Feels very much like the comic, although when it is when the accessory has a built-in sort of shape to it, you know, it's limiting what you're going to be able to do with it. But if you do choose to pose him with this, I think it's a good accessory. It's just probably not going to end up being used for me personally. This would be a great body to use if you were trying to make your own Batfleck that was closer to his regular suit and not the armored version. But before we look at that, we got to take a look at this, what I think is a backhanded tribute to the art of Frank Miller. Like it or not, I mean, that's what Frank Miller looks like. I think they really captured it. I think it's really, it's amusing, but it's cool at the same time. I think it's charming. You know, regardless of what you think of Frank Miller's artwork, you know, sometimes it looks really tough, it looks really hard, and, you know, sometimes it looks like this. His head has pretty good range, you know, considering he's a big neck. He's still a little stiff. I don't want to... Looks up, looks down, cocks his head to the side. And these shoulders here, I really love how they put the... a little bit of sculpting, some fabric wrinkles here on the, I mean, we call it a butterfly piece. It's not really what it is. It's more just kind of a washer thing to allow the arm to fit into this oversized socket, which in this guy, I don't know. One side feels like it's got a nice range to it. This one feels a little stiff. I think he wants to move in there. You see how much the arms can get out kind of from underneath the cape around his shoulders. It's a great range, really, considering how stocky this guy is. Now the elbows, I've said it before, I don't mind when they give us a single elbows on these beefier figures. I do prefer a double elbow and the additional range that provides. But this is better for the sculpt, I think, and then the way they engineer these to have a rotation in there. He gets to 90 degrees, but not much further than that, which is unfortunate. But I mean, he could hold some binoculars if he had to. Imagining he's going to be stiff kind of in the torso, but maybe not. I mean, he's got a little bit. Considering the bulk, not much forward movement, but appreciate being able to lean to side. Legends can't do that. His briefs sit kind of low, so he's not going to Jean-Claude Van Damme. Not that he ever really did anyway. I mean, I don't think I ever saw Old man Bruce doing that kind of stuff. Man, I love the way these pouches look on his waist. Dynamite. I love the texture on that emblem right there. The wrinkles are good, but you know, they've given him a thigh cut. I don't like thigh cuts. I don't like that they just break up the sculpt, because then if you rotate them, then it's just, it doesn't match now. That drives me a little bit nuts, and it's especially disappointing considering not long ago they were with the Mortal Kombat line giving us this right here, which was a double knee. And then look, hidden within the folds of the fabric here, it rotates as well. I wish they would have been able to implement that if they'd gone a little bit harder with some of the wrinkles. And I think they could have, considering the way Frank Miller draws wrinkles on his figures. So I would have liked to have seen that. He does have a double knee, but it's not going to go very far. He has not skipped leg day. But he can get him up pretty high. I mean, they start to bow out a little bit. But actually, I mean, yeah, he's going to be able to ride a horse and maybe do some jumps. I think he can do some jumps. And then he's got big ball joints. They're probably the biggest cosmetic gripe. But he's got good range and toe articulation. You really got to take a second just to see how incredibly unnecessary these thigh cuts are, given how much freaking rotation is in those hips already. Come on, guys. Why do we need it? We don't. This cape is all right. It looks pretty sharp. I don't know if it's anything to write home about. Not one of my favorites, but... And then he's got an extra pair of hands, both fists. That's fine. I'll take extra hands. He does a lot of gesturing and stuff. He does a lot of throwing of things, with open-handed and the kind of karate hand, But he punches guys a lot too, so I'll take fists. They look great. I think they're perfectly sized. I think he looks like he's ready to go to the operating room. I really, really like the look. I mean, he's pretty simplistic from a design standpoint, but all the little details are they're nice and crispy, and they feel right. He's really got the look for me. I love this. When they go hard after a certain art style and to match a specific artist, I think that is when they nail it the most. And I think they tend to be the most enjoyable to look at for me. First up, let's look at him with Dark Knight Returns Joker and Carrie Kelly Robin. I absolutely love the different body shapes and the silhouettes here. The huge variety, it feels like. And Joker, again, wasn't quite a home run for me, but man, they nailed it with the Carrie Kelly. Look at that hair. If you look at that hair and tell me they didn't know exactly what they were doing. And man, that size difference is just wonderful. I don't know if the scale's perfect, but it looks great. And give me a minute, I'll put both these guys on flight stands and I'll try to recreate the famous pose. Let me do some more comparisons. Take a look and compare him here. Obviously, he's wider than everybody else, though maybe a tiny bit shorter. Even shorter than White Knight, I think. Let's see him. For me, not a Frank Miller super fan, not a Dark Knight Returns mega fan. But I've got room for this guy in my collection. But if you don't, and maybe you're trying to decide kind of which one's going to be your definitive one, this guy's definitely got a lot to offer, especially if you're a fan of the big, bold bat emblem there. Personally, I favor details closer to the Keaton era, like this one, and I think this gray is a little bit more attractive to me. So this one will, so 3 Jokers Batman will continue to be my main bat, if you will. But again, I got room for all these guys. They're awesome, all awesome. And if you were trying to main this Batman with the rest of your Bat family, maybe he works okay. It's a stretch, but... And if you want to see some non-Frank Miller villains with him, here is 3 Jokers. Clown Joker and my custom 7-inch Bob the Goon. And the question of, can they do the classic pose? Kinda, you know. Hands aren't right. Capes are a little rigid. Not bad, though. So I thought I'd try to see if he would fit on this Matt Reeves motorcycle. Not bad. He's a little small for it, and he doesn't quite hug it quite the way I'd want to. And then I didn't want to really force it. His hands are so stiff. I didn't want to force him onto there and break the damn bike. But wow, from the front especially, that looks pretty rad. Can't lie. Dark Knight Returns Batman. Definitely my favorite from this wave so far. Gonna be hard to beat, actually. He looks great. He feels great. He's fun. The face is it's working for me. My only gripe is those thigh cuts. I just wish they could have found another way, especially just considering they gave us this not long ago. They could have made that work. But I love this guy. Like I said, I don't love Dark Knight Returns enough to pay for the higher end, designer toys. I do like it enough to pay $25, get the rest of this wave, build a horsey. Absolutely. All right, so we'll see how Superman turns out. I definitely have a spot on my shelf for these two, and it's probably just going to be something similar to this. Nothing mind-blowing, just good fundamentals, great representations of classic source material, and like I said, when they do go hard and try to give us source-accurate stylistic representations, they do end up having a lot of staying power. So these two, at the very least, I'm going to be really happy to hang on to. Hopefully Superman arrives very soon and we can put that horsey together. Until then, I'll catch you all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.